daily market analysis for today. I will go for our cross asset list. I will cover coffee market, WTI, US 100, US 30, USD Japanese yen, pound dollar, euro dollar, dollar index, Bitcoin, gold, and aluminium. Of course, I will use our FX Centrum platform for charting, and I will begin with the coffee market first. So let's see what we have here on the daily time frame. We can see that we have a gap between the fast and slow line and stochastic. So there is still quite a big gap between the fast and slow line. We have pretty much flat upper and lower Bollinger Band, and market is trading in a consolidation. We have like more like a pre-bar balance. So we have a resistance at 222.92 and support around 207.50. In case of the upper Bollinger Band is at 227.20, and we'll have a swing high important resistance area on 230 mark. So anything significant, any bigger movement to the upside, I would like at this stage, at this point, I would like to see the break of 230 and hold above, because then this can be a good sign for the further rally towards even this swing high at 248. But again, because we have the balancing environment and quite a big gap between the fast and slow line and stochastic, there is still a chance for the market to trade lower and do some more consolidation. So we have a middle Bollinger Band at 208.34, and we have a support around 100, let's say 199. If we take a look at the hourly time frame on the coffee market, we had a kind of the first break and hold below the lower Bollinger Band. Now we can see the upper Bollinger Band basically is holding. So if there will be potential, let's say if we can see the re-break of 213.60 or 213.50, there will be a chance for a drop towards 208.35 or even towards 199 mark. So I'm watching carefully for this consolidation potential breakout. WTI on the daily time frame, so there was one test reject of this 76.70 mark, and there was a fresh bear cross, but there was a rejection at that point. And now look at what kind of tightness we have here on the Bollinger Bands, and they're pretty much flat. 20 bar moving average is flat, so we have more like a flat condition and still quite a big consolidation in I would say in the last 20 days. So at this point, I would like to see the breakout to confirm further directional move, potential break of 76.60 and hold below. It's not just about to break, it's also to hold below and sustain below this level. So if you can see that, there will be potential for the drop towards 72 mark. From another side, if we see the break of upper Bollinger Band and resistance at 80.40, there's a chance for 81.50 or even 84 to be in the play. Take a look at the hourly time frame. It's a pretty chunky at this point. So there was one rejection of this level and market traded higher, but there is also underlying resistances, as you can see at this point. So pretty much consolidation and tightness on the daily time frame here. So waiting for the breakout. On the US 100, there was we had a bear divergences in the rate of change. Stochastic, it's kind of pulling back in the last 2 days or so. So there was a fresh bear cross from the overbought or extended environment at this point, and then the market's pulling back. The slow line is sloping to the downside. Market is trading above the above the middle Bollinger Band, which is the 20 bar moving average, and in that sense, market is in an upside environment. Now, if we take a look at the hourly time frame, there was a sell-off, but there was no follow-through after sell-off. That actually market traded above the upper Bollinger Band. So still buyers are present. Anything meaningful to the downside, I will probably like to see something like the break of this rising trend line and the lower Bollinger Band. So something like a break of the 18,700 mark or so and hold below. This will be a good potential then for the market to correct, let's say towards the 18,500, 18,400 mark. We still have this pin bar tail. We can see that 18,000, around 18,950, we have this tail from the last week. So as long as that is active and as long as we don't have a break and hold above this level, there is still a chance for the downside movement. US30 is a weaker, pretty weak, weaker version of the US100. So we had a down break of the middle Bollinger Band, a very tight close near the low. Still, we have quite a big gap between the fast and slow line, but still there is no indication of any correction at this point. So there is a chance for the market to rotate further downside and trade towards the 38,600 mark, which is a lower Bollinger Band. You see the hourly time frame. Look at how well after this downside move market is just doing the sideways in a very tight environment. So we say that US30 is a pretty weak, and compared to US100, which is still trying to hold around this swing highs and upper Bollinger Band. Still, there is a chance for even for US 100 to correct downside at least the middle Bollinger Band, if not lower Bollinger Band, and then US30 to trade into the lower Bollinger Band. So USD yen, we can see market is pretty light, but what I like here is this. Now we have a decrease in the spread between the fast and slow line and stochastic, and market is not moving too much to the downside. So sellers are definitely very weak at this point. We didn't have, this break is not any significant break, just lots of tails around lower Bollinger Band on the hourly time frame. So from my perspective, there is still chance for higher prices, and next upside pivots are set at 157.70, and then the pin bar high all the way at 160.24. Now we have pound dollar. So what we can see here, there was a rate of change flip, but there is a lot of consolidation around this point. We have a pin bar high at 1.2760 mark and the swing low at 1.2673 mark. A rate of change, we have flipped to the downside. Let's take a look at the hourly time frame. So hourly time frame, there is no indication for the downside movement. After this big rejection of the lower Bollinger Band, market traded all the way into the resistance area. So now we are contracting. So if after this contraction we see a down break of 1.2720, that can be a good sign for the downside movement. From another side, if market can break, for example, let's say if market can break pin bar high and hold about 1.2762, there will be the chance for the retest of 1.2800, and then we have a next pivot around 1.2860 mark, just in case of the further upside movement. Now euro dollar, just delete those lines. Euro dollar, what we can see here is that market is correcting. So you see the fast line is correcting towards a downsloping slow line on stochastic. So still can be just a correction, and let's see eventual downside break of 1.0800 can be a good sign for a drop towards 1.0720 or 1.0700 mark. So if we see that, for example, fresh bull cross and break above the 1.0, let's say 900, so then we have upper Bollinger Band 1.0930, and then some resistances at 1.0980. So far on the stochastic, we see potential change in behavior. This can just be a simple correction, and then we might see the downside movement this week. Still, we need to wait for confirmation. Dollar index had rejection of the middle Bollinger Band. This is exactly the area that we were paying, we were watching. Is this just a bear flag on the daily time frame or not? The time will tell. So we have this potential like a bear flag, but we can see the fast line is sloping to the upside. Slow line is pretty flat. So, and this 100, I would say 104 is the key support. From my perspective, as long as the 104 is holding, there is a chance for a higher price in the dollar index. So we had this, break below the lower Bollinger Band, and our market is holding. So we need to see. So far, sellers are in control, but we need to see, can the market make a new low on the daily, trade below 104, or we will find the buyers on the way down and then make a higher low. So still, patience will be very important in this under this condition. And the Bitcoin, this was a trade idea that we posted last week, and so far it's progressing well. I see potential for the further downside movement. So there was an upside break of the upper Bollinger Band, and there was no follow through. Now the slow line is sloping to the downside, and fast line is sloping to the downside too, just around this, let's say, overbought environment around the 80 level. Hourly time frame, we had a shift here, a clear shift from my perspective, and this is where we posted this idea to the downside. The market almost reached this downside objective at 66,200, but still, if you see what happened at this point, buyers tried to react again, lack of buying power at this point, and now sellers are taking control again. So still, there is a chance for, at least from my perspective, retest of I'll say 65,800, and then in the next period, maybe even the drop towards the 62,000, 60,000 mark. Now we have a gold market, so there was quite a big sell-off on the gold, and we catch this one. So if you subscribe on our YouTube channel and if you're a member, you can you were alerted about this potential downside movement in the gold. We spotted these bear divergences in the rate of change in the fresh bear cross last week, and this was the result. This sell-off that happened last week was the result of this condition. Now what is happening? We didn't have any problem to break a middle Bollinger Band, and market just holding very tight after these two down moves. The one thing here is that we have quite a big gap between the fast and slow line. So that's quite a, something like maybe short term we have some consolidation reaction up. So that's why we need to be aware. But if the market can retake 23, 25 on the hourly, this can still continue downside. And that's something that I would like to see for the further downside continuation, the rebreak of this multi-day low, because this can open the door then for potential sell-off towards the 2282 mark. And we have aluminum. As I said, you can see this quite a big gap between fast and slow line, the result of this pullback. But as I said, because we had upside breakout, if the market can regain this upper Bollinger Band again, which is around 2668, especially if market can regain 2740 or so, then there is a chance for upside continuation. We can see quite a big shift in the rate of change and then flip up. So eventual rebreak of upper Bollinger Band and holding above can be a good confirmation for the upside continuation. Okay, so that will be all for this FX Centrum daily market analysis. If you didn't visit our website, you can do that. So fxcentrum.com. You can explore our FXC TV. We have technical analysis basically every day. We're going through liquid markets, different trading ideas, tutorials. You can also get access of our webinar, FX Centrum, where you can see many benefits that you will get if you become our client. In terms of promotions, we have a 100% deposit bonus. So this is quite a big boost for your account. And you can read more about it on the website. You can just click there and read more about it. And of course, you can open an account in just a couple of minutes, literally, either demo account, like a $10,000 demo account, or a live account. And then you will be able to use, of course, our FX Centrum platform. That will be all for this daily FX Centrum market analysis. Have a good trading day and speak to you soon.